What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So, man, in today's video, I want to talk about Victor Wembanyama and Bol Bol. If you guys didn't know, Twitter has been going crazy when it comes to these two players because Shaq made some interesting comments on Inside the NBA where he compared the two. Now, in this video right here, I will give my thoughts on if I feel like these players are the same, and I'll just also give my thoughts on where I feel like they differ and just why I believe their careers will be on a different trajectory. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so we have switched over and we gotta start with the comments that Shaq made. Now, fair use, before I get into this video, fair use, do not flag my channel, please. Inside the NBA, TNT, whoever, man, this is fair use. I ain't about to watch the whole thing. But, hey, let's get it, man, let's get it. Let me turn this down a little bit before we actually turn it on.
He talks about he's never seen a guy like Wembanyama. Yes, you have. His name is Bol Bol.
You think Bol Bol?
Let me
all right, so that's pretty much all we need to see. Like I said, I ain't trying to get copyright striked. And as we can see, we see Kenny Smith, his eyes wide open. He said, "What?" You see, damn. I'm forgetting my man's name, but we see Chuck over here. He looking at Shaq crazy. As we can see, he got that what face. And we see Ernie right here. He looking at Chuck, and he looking at Chuck and Kenny like, what the hell? What did this man just say? Nani? You know, he looking at them like, this nigga tripping. He looking at both of them like, this nigga Shaq tripping. And do I think he tripping? I don't know, man. I'm gonna let y'all decide. I'll give my opinion later. But with that being said, what I want to show you guys is just the highlights of both players so that you can also see how both players actually play the game of basketball, and so that you guys can give your opinion in the comments down below on if these players are pretty much the same. But let's switch over to these highlights and let's get it, man. Let's get it. Now, before I do actually play the highlights, shout out to my boy Maximilian711. He is a YouTuber who I do react to a lot of highlights from, so shout out to him, man. But hey, let's get into it. Let's take a look at some of these highlights, and then, like I said, I will get my thoughts right after. And quick note, we're not going to watch all the highlights. If y'all want to see the full highlights, go to Maximilian711 channel if y'all want to see the full highlights. But let's get it.
And obviously, Wembanyama essential to that. There it is, the first points in the career of Victor Wembanyama.
7 NBA guys, seven former NBA guys on that roster. Wow. And he's able to be compared to greatness like that. But I think he has the ability to
nice out.
He can have a quiet
Wembanyama connects. Chance for San Antonio. Wemby, the deep catch, the turn.
Easy money. On that, he pretty much took that alley-oop from Sochan and just said, give me this shit.
You can see at the last second, Kelvin realizes it's to Victor. Into the paint, goes up.
Nice move. The fake behind the back, nice move.
Pass the ball out to the corner. There you go.
That shit was fire. Now that shit was fire. I'm gonna keep it real, but I think that's enough. We get the idea when it comes to Victor Wembanyama. So yeah, man, let's switch over and let's take a look at what Bol Bol has to offer when it comes to his highlights. So yeah, man, let's get it. All right, we switched over, and before I actually watch the video, you know I gotta shout out the YouTuber who created it. So the YouTuber who created it, his name is Fahad Film. Shout out to him. And of course, we're not going to watch the full video. We just go watch a couple of highlights.
He looked to the Raptors just to say, I can't buy one here tonight. Look at Bol, 7-2 down the lane. He scored. My Banchero.
Bol matched up against Herter. He'll take it, scoop it.
Okay, good move. The dribble. Ooh. All right.
To coach or something. Ice cold to start. Bol. Too long.
Nice floater.
When Luke is out there drawing so much attention that you're getting shoot-around quality looks.
Wow. Look out, here he comes to something. You know, basic pencil, great pass.
Good
They don't
out.
waste a lot of time moving the basketball. They can get up shots quick. Bol from the foul line. Chuba Okeke coming off his best game of the year. Bol.
Boy.
Again, spinning, shooting on the
Okay, that kind of reminded me of KD. A KD crossover a little bit. No cap.
Doesn't. You can't sleep on him because he's great without the ball.
He doesn't force a lot, does he? No.
Good shot.
It out. We played 4 minutes in the quarter. Bol, corner three.
Good shot.
Bol using the screen. Shoots the jumper.
All right. We gonna stop it right there. Like I said, we're not trying to watch all of their highlights. You know, if you want to watch the full highlights, go to Fahad Film's video. And let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Just based on how both of these players play and just based on their structures, they look very similar. You know, Victor Wembanyama, he is 7'3", I believe. Bol Bol is 7'2". They're both very slender individuals. It's not like they're very big or strong or anything of that nature. And they both are pretty mobile to be that size. We seen in the highlights both players can handle the ball. They both can get up and down the court. And they both can also shoot. So there are a lot of similarities when it comes to their games. But me personally, I feel like the biggest difference that you will be able to notice is when it comes to their stats and their availability. So let's get to it, man. Let's take a look at Victor Wembanyama's stats so far, and then we'll take a look at Bol Bol's stats as of right now as well. So as we can see, Victor Wembanyama, this is his first year. He's only played 7 games, so to be honest, it may be too early to even make this video. He's only played 7 games, but in those 7 games, he has averaged 19.4 points, 8.4 rebounds, 1.7 assists. His field goal percentage is 46.2%. His 3-point percentage is 32.4%. And his free throw percentage is 75%. Now, his effective field goal percentage is 51.9%, and his PER is 19.1. Now, let's scroll down a little bit more. And like I said, man, it might be a little too early to just judge him because he's only played 7 games. Now, let's switch over to Bol Bol. Now, Bol Bol, he has been in the league for, I believe it may be around 4 years, 5 years. Okay, so he has been in the league for 5 years. And this year, he's only played 2 games. And let's just scroll down, man. Since he's only played 2 games, let's just scroll down, because once you actually scroll down and look into his availability and things of that nature, that's where you really get the understanding of why his career isn't necessarily as good as a Victor Wembanyama's career. Now, like I was saying, as we can see, in his first year in the 2019-2020 season, he only played 7 games, and that was due to injury. 2020-2021 year, he only played 32 games. What was that due to? Injury. 2021-2022 year, only played 14 games. What was that due to? Injuries. And finally, in the 2022-2023 season, he played 70 games. So this was the year he was actually his most healthiest. But as we could see, he only started 33 games. So with him only starting 33 games, that tells you that the Orlando Magic, they didn't necessarily believe in him. Now, if you look deeper into his stats, he wasn't too good. As we can see, his field goal percentage was 54%. Now, that's not horrible or anything, but you would like that to be slightly higher with him being 7'2". But besides that, 3-point percentage was bad, 26%. That's something you don't want to see. But his free throw percentage was pretty good, as we can see. And when it comes to rebounding, you definitely want that to be higher. He was at 5.8 rebounds. You definitely want that to at least be 8 or more when it comes to him, because he is 7'2". Blocks, 1.2. He's 7'2". You would expect it to be a little higher. And he does have higher turnovers compared to his assists. So overall, I would say that one thing that has held Bol Bol's career back is injuries. Another thing that you could definitely note too when it comes to the media and how much attention these two players have gotten is just that Victor Wembanyama, he was the #1 overall draft pick. Bol Bol was not. So with that being said, I know a lot of people will say, you know, why does Victor Wembanyama get so much more coverage compared to Bol Bol, even though, you know, they pretty much play very similar? And that's because Victor Wembanyama is in his first year. It's not like he's played 4 or 5 years and just never really got that much playing time because he was injured. Victor Wembanyama is in his first year, and he was the #1 overall draft pick. Bol Bol was not the #1 overall draft pick in his draft year. Let me see if they even have it on here. I believe they should have it on here somewhere, but I don't feel like looking. I'm gonna keep it real. So yeah, but just take my word, man. Bol Bol was not the #1 draft pick. So yeah, man, I feel like that's really just the differences when it comes to it. It comes down to a team believing in you. And let me just full screen this. Yeah, it really just comes, the differences between these two players is that it comes down to a team believing in you, as we can see with the San Antonio Spurs. They believe full-heartedly in Victor Wembanyama. As soon as Victor Wembanyama came to this team, he has been a focal point, even though they do have other good players such as Devin Vassell. So we see that they're fully invested into Victor Wembanyama. With Bol Bol, it wasn't the same. As we know, with Bol Bol, he actually got drafted to the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Denver Nuggets, of course, they had a previous MVP in Nikola Jokic. So, of course, what you have in Nikola Jokic, of course, they had Jamal Murray at that time as well. Bol Bol isn't going to be, you know, a focal point. And then also keep in mind they did have Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. was a high draft pick as well. So with them having all of those pieces, those, you know, good pieces at that, someone is going to have to, you know, get less attention. And with Bol Bol being very injury prone as well, of course, Bol Bol was that, you know, that ugly duckling, that didn't get the attention. Injuries, not being the focal point in his drafted team, and, you know, just not having, I'm gonna just keep it real, not being as great of an NBA player as Victor Wembanyama. So, but yeah, just to sum it up, I'll say that, you know, the differences between Victor Wembanyama and Bol Bol is just injuries, a team actually believing in you and, you know, you being the focal point of the team, and just, you know, overall talent. Victor Wembanyama was chosen as the first overall pick for a reason. So with that being said, that's what I feel like are the differences. If you enjoyed this video, like the motherfucking video, comment on the motherfucking video, subscribe to the motherfucking channel, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and I'm out. Peace.